Am I working with Ashlyn later or you? Mm. So your mom took the kids for the night.
Again, we did nothing. Last time we ended up went out, they called him last minute. They were calling him. I didn't tell her anything anyway. I don't remember for her leaving.
Trust me, I'll give it. Trying to stay in the sun and the shorter grass. I could do a bridal pack. But I can't, you know, the technical people being like, their hooves.
Right, I know.
Like-
That's what came to my mind too.
You know, the way they say it, their hooves. Whatever. You're gonna step right in that, silly girl. I don't want you to scratch me back either. I know that anywhere there's a scab is itchy, right? No, not there. Not there. Where? There, too. Okay. So. They come with good skin. See, and if she were like, she's a scratch, what I would call a scratch whore. And why would you even start a cookie problem when you have a perfectly good treat all the time? I would practice so that phase doesn't start again. You know? And then do it in a way that you're not trying to, where you're begging her to bite you. Irritated and that she's gonna nip just because she's like, enough with that, like a cat. But just to where you in her mouth is not ever gonna invoke biting. Like, that was nice. Like, she thought she could ask you, and then she's like, no, I know I'm not supposed to.
I'm picking up on her being aware of that too.
So she tells you things that she's learned. Yeah, she's. Probably what I love about babies the most is that nobody has any way to say it's anything but what you taught them. I know you thought you were okay. You know what I mean? Like, lady, you don't know what her history is for 15 years. Right? So it's like, but you know that anything this horse knows is because of you. And then when your horse is a superstar, you can walk around like Ritz won reserve champion in his first show as a 2-year-old. Class. Do they have to be registered? I don't know. Do they have to be registered? And so much so that I even a lot of halter stuff. She's just wanting me to scratch her, but she's like, well, are you gonna? I'm like, do they have? Because Tyson would make a great halter horse. He's beautiful, but if a judge were to come up and start like touching him, it would scare him. So I asked people who do mostly halter. Mullins, they do mostly halter, or maybe that's all they do. And I asked them, does the horse have to be able to be handled, like touched? you know, it's like I did dog shows, and your dog has to even let him touch your balls, you know. So like if you're gonna do that, and Tyson wouldn't be able to handle it. They were like, no, I didn't know. Like you know, when you ask questions, you don't want to have anybody like talk to you like you're stupid. So it's why people don't ask questions.
That's what I stuff like that when people give me that look. I'm like, I'm just asking because everybody's different. Or, you know.
Yeah, I don't have an education in that, so I was, you know, looking for somebody to give me a friendly kind of education. Okay, so what I'm gonna have you do here, I'm gonna have you do two things, or maybe even a total of three. I want her to, like, say you're here and she's here. I want you to be able to physically ask her to go sideways through here. Then you're gonna ask her to walk on, and then you're gonna ask her to over, which we know she can do. But we want to see if she'll evenly over, not just the tail. She's facing this way for this time. Yeah, so we're gonna start over there. We just need this one to be the one that we're pushing her away. So however, we have to just backtrack. Like, so this one's push away, then this one was come over. That one would be push away. So, because
She's gonna be bobbing instead of walking through. I'm pushing her.
yeah, so basically she's gonna over to you, and you're gonna push her through each one. So she over here, and then you're gonna over her to here, and then you're gonna bring her to this one, and then you're gonna physically push her to this one. Then you're gonna send her. You're gonna stay standing there. You're gonna send her around, and now you're gonna do it from the other side. You're gonna physically push her, draw her over, so that way you can keep her even on both sides of her body. But I also, this way we're working on both things. We're working on physical, where we're physically asking for the movement. And then we're also asking for the draw. But we don't, so our position is going to be important with the draw because she's very butt favor. So we want to make sure, there you go, good. So your position, I would position myself like girth or shoulder even. The tail almost automatically will come if she thinks you're being drawn. Oh, I left her itchy. That's a big one. So please get that. Thank you. There you go, good. So see, that's just how you're going to adjust where you stand. So let's see if we can, and then after we do each direction, we're going to bring her over here, we're going to hand up her feet. This one, so just backtrack them. This one we need to have her push in. That's okay. So this one she comes out, you bring her. So this one we push her in. So this one you push in. So she'll start on this side. You're gonna push her in. You're gonna lead her. You're gonna stop. You're gonna draw her through. Lead her. Stop. Push her through. Send her around. Send her right into front of you. Ho. Push her through. Draw her. Push her through. Send her around. But instead of we're keep going, we're gonna after we send her around us as if we're asking her to go out on the lunging circle, right? And then we can catch up with her when she's over here, catch up with her, and bring her here, because stay out of the tall grass, it's too wet. Sit her here, check her feet, and then when you're done checking her feet, bring her back here, push, draw, push, send her around. She'll come you, stop, push, draw, push, bring her out, check her feet. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna check her feet as part of the puzzle. Yeah, start here, push, draw, push. Send her around, push, draw, push to the center, check her feet. And what's gonna be cool about this is see how many assumptions she has what she's supposed to do at cones? So it's going to be cool because now it's going to really depend on your leadership. Whether or not you're making it clear has nothing to do with the cones as far as she's concerned. Yeah, yep. And be ready to elbow the swing around. Yep. Well, it depends. Depends on what she says. Good? And be ready to elbow the swing around. Good? Good. Good. So, in a case like that, if you felt like you were really pushing and she wasn't like automatically responding to the physical, like the feeling of you, then as she starts to move, you're going to let her move off of you. Sometimes that just starts a whole can of worms. So say she has a hard time and you're kind of staying on her for a second. As she does finally go, you're going to allow you, say if you're pushing all the way to the bone to get her to move, you're going to allow yours back up to the fur and then go back to ask again. You're not going to come off of her. You're going to stay on her, but you're going to let her know by moving, you're going to take some of that pressure off, that that was the right answer, but we're not done. As soon as you take the pressure off, that means we're done. Yeah, and you want to stay on this side of all the cones. It's okay. I didn't add that part. So there, you could have just called the hind end. So that's where you would have changed your position and only called the hind end. Yep, now just try to get the shoulder to join. Try to get one sideways step forward towards you with the shoulder. At this point, just that's all I care about. That's fine. That's good. That was good. What sounded easy? Just getting the shoulder? Or the puzzle? They always sound easy.
Yeah, especially when you're testing her out.
Well, because I told you, a couple things. You're good. A couple things you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to convince her the cones don't mean what she thinks they mean. You're gonna have to do physical pressure, so she has to respond to waiting for you to touch her, and then you're gonna do drawing pressure, which then you have to find where you stand for that. Once you do it, after you check her feet, and then you go and do it again, you'll probably have a better grasp of, it will be almost as easy as you thought it would be. But you're just gonna have to get the feel for it first. So this one's a pushing one. And be prepared for, within. Do you want the flag? Yeah. Good. Good. There you go. But now a wiggle would be more handy. I think, did you end up pulling on her by accident? Because she tipped her head as if you did, but I'm not standing close enough to see. Good. send her around. And she's going to go between you and the cone. So you're going to... Yes. Yes. Good change of hands. Good. Good. You're right. Yep, yep. Ooh, she's sassy this morning. So watch her getting all up in your face when she's being sassy like that. Because she's sticking her nose out at you. So she's... And with a mild head, we know that she's not thinking friendly thoughts. Well, I don't want to say she's not being unfriendly. She's just being sassy. Yep, this one's a push. Good. Yes. Good. Good. Thinking she's supposed to stay on that side of the cone, so you're going to send her nose to me. Watch, pulling her on top of you. I like doing puzzles after they assume something, because then it strengthens your leadership and your communication. Yeah, and she's convinced that those cones mean something different than they mean to you. I like to do these kind of puzzles with my own horses when they start to over-assume. Like Ritz assumes poles. So she's supposed to face this way, and you're sending her tail away. So I would have called her tail. Yeah, I would have called her tail. That would have gotten her changed too. So as an over, not as a rope. To take the rope out of it. That's support you're showing her. There you go. Tip her nose the other way. You sassy girl today. She's been playing face games with one of the horses. That's what that's all about. Now yeah. That's fine. I got other tools I can use. Not everything needs a screwdriver. Look easy. So she's supposed to be facing that way.
I know, this is almost like one of those, yeah.
And that's what I actually hope when I start this class thing. I hope to really have people think 4 cones, seriously, that's going to be hard. Oh, yep, now you position yourself a little bit more towards her shoulder, or actually towards her hind end, because her shoulder came more than her hind end came. So you're just going to adjust. So like if you see she's starting to come more with her shoulder than you want, then just move down the rib cage a little bit and see how much you have to move down the rib cage to start getting the hind end to catch up. So kind of do that like an escalator. Do that in the moment. Don't try to stop her and then move. Try to just roll down her rib cage to help her figure out what part's lagging. Yep, good. Now the trick is to just send her straight. So her nose should be pointed more towards like Hurdle's boat, the shed, his shed at least. So if she's, because she was already standing with her nose towards that shed, so her ending up where makes complete sense. So she was already standing like this.
Yeah.
You need her to look over there so that her shoulder can follow and stay straight. Right? But if she's looking that, go forward. She's going to go where her nose is pointed. Sounds, it's like such a welcome sound the first time you hear that. Nice, nice. Give her a little rub so she knows that because she's been a little sassy, so there you go. You don't have to go like, you don't have to sit in for a meal, but just. So I would definitely say move towards her hind end because that's already lagging. And then, like I said, like an escalator, you can move back up towards her shoulder if her hind end starts to come too much. And if she moves away, then I'm going to say your rope is off. Good girl. And even in a case like that, you could, like if you had to push her when it was otherwise going to be a drawing one, you could rub the change, if she move her shoulder, you could rub her to the stop so she knows that that's all she needed to do. Just thinking a little naughty there. I'm not rescuing you because you know all this. If you ask, I will, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not sitting here with ants in my pants to help you. Sometimes I am, only because it's like I just want to help both of you get through the next, just so you can get out of the rut. But she's having a full day, she's being a little ADD, being a little sassy. She's taking over like she knows the game. Good, good, good. Give her a little rub. We got on the right page again. We got on working page. Doesn't mean that she's on the going to succeed at the next thing, but at least we got her back on the working page. Good. Good. So what I'm going to suggest is when you get her stopped in that position, reach out, give her a little butt scratch so that she gets on the right page of coming towards you. So she understands that. That's good. Good girl. You can't see that's a perfect example of you can't hold a grudge. Like you can't take your frustration from over here and not recognize how good that was, right? And it's hard because you're like still frustrated from that. But if you don't recognize the good efforts that they put in, then they stop trying to do anything good. She got herself all tangled up in the color and just kind of panicked. So give her a little scratch and then help her with her nose. If her nose is pointed towards you, when you start to call her over, just kind of give her a gentle reminder that her nose shouldn't come your way. Yep, and then give her a little scratch on the butt and call her over. Don't tip your head, because tipping your head means move away. Don't tip your head. There you go. There you go. Good. There you go. Good job. Good job. So there were a couple mixed messages that were happening. I didn't notice you were tipping your head before just now, but maybe you were. Sometimes you had the rope as a support hand, which was a driving support, so that could have been part of the problem. She just could have been just not on the right page, but that was nice. There you go. For the first time, it was more like you pulled her. There you go. Now just focus on the shoulder to catch up. There you go. Good. Yep. Keep asking. Good. One more shoulder move. Good. Send her out and around that cone. And remember, you're going to send her like she's being sent out on the circle. You're going to bring her in the middle, and then we're going to try to handle her feet. We'll see how sassy she is about that. It's up to you if you want to get her completely out of where you want to be standing. It matters where you want to be standing. And you're just gonna like, yep, there's a front foot. Yep, there's a back foot. There's another back foot. There's a front foot. Just kind of rub her to a stop. Good. Yeah, and the funny thing is she had a little thought in her eye that I might kick out, but not, she overrode it. Good? Yeah, that's where she had that same thought on the other side, but she overrode it on the other side. Did she?
No, I mean, she almost got her foot away from me. Because I was trying to use this arm to,
Right. Okay. Yep, so you'll push, draw, push, send her around, push, draw, push, send her around, come over here. You can send her, no, so push, draw, push, send her around that cone, push, draw, push, send her around that cone, bring her back here, check her feet again. Yeah, I would have pet her for that. It was kind of a nice effort she made. She kind of needs to back up a step to get where she'll clear that cone, otherwise she's going to misunderstand the cone. There, perfect. I don't know if you saw, she actually asked you to touch her. Nice sigh. Good. She's funny. She's into it, but she's also being young and the dope on a rope kind of, you know, you pointed that way, it's gonna go that way. Doesn't recognize the purpose to what you're doing, and then she'll there, and then she'll get lost again. So an example like that, if touching her here is going to make her swing around and try to bite you, I would work on it. If you here and that makes you swing around and bite me, I'm going to go ahead and fix that right now. Because me touching you here should never cause you to bite me. Me touching you here should never cause you to bite me. If you were to swing around, we're going to fix it right now. So anytime, because otherwise she'll allow that to kind of escalate into everything you do. But if you're willing to say, you know what, we got to fix this right now, then she's going to realize that every time she gets in a nipping mood, you don't just move past it. There you go, good. And give her a rub, because now she got over it for a second anyway. So you understand what I'm saying, right? Like, I don't care what you're doing. If she starts to bite for whatever reason, stop, address the biting. Otherwise, then she'll do it down here, and then she'll do it down there, and then she'll do it tomorrow, and so she'll just add it to everything she does, like spice. It looks like I'm backing away from her because I think she's going to kick me. Like, I don't think she's going to kick me. I just think she's going to want me to scratch her. Train wreck. So in that case, I'm just going to say, if your feet can get tangled up in something, it's your responsibility to make sure that you clear their feet of stuff. So I would have backed her up a step or allowed her to stay belly over it, but I wouldn't have asked her front feet to go somewhere like this. I've asked her to do that. So just make sure that you're always not getting her in trouble, because if you get her in trouble, then she's not going to trust you. Oh, good, you caught yourself. Good, good, good. That was huge, right? You guys struggled for how long with that? It was huge. Not that time. That time. Hmm? She's coming to me. It's okay. Just, you know, be careful how greedy you get in how many steps you ask for in a row. You can ask for one step pause, and she can do it all day long. Just be careful you don't get too greedy in how many steps you want in a row. So did we work on hoe with her? Right, we did when we were leading, right? Or no? I don't remember. I know I did with a yearling. I did hoe lessons, but I don't remember if we did it with her or not. Because that would be based on that. I would say that needs a refresher. So sometimes this is where you say, well, I got a broken piece that I need. Should I fix the broken piece? I'm just going to pee or something. Oh, poop. So in a case like that, because her woe is not working in the sense that it's not even able to stay straight, even once you get her stopped, she doesn't fully understand. She was told hoe, so I would fix it on the rail. And you can, if you want, tell her hoe. You could probably even use the flag. You can lead her through and try hoeing her, because that's where the kind of position. I try to mimic what it's supposed to look like in this. The way we taught her from beside her, like we were leading her. But in this case, you want to be able to also tell her to hoe. I've sent you part there. Stop her right here, not letting her go past. So you can like her nose needs to stop at that. So send her through, hoe. And then like make it your priority to have the hoe. Once she stops, you're gonna go up and pat her. Then you're just gonna move down and say pick another spot. Then pick another spot, and then see if you can't get her to understand. Because we have to keep her on the rail, keep her straight. Because if you're struggling with the hoe, and she does a lot of this, because you have her hold of her nose, so she's doing a lot of this, and then she finally stops moving. She didn't, but she just stopped moving, right? So this is how we're gonna, by saying no. I tell you to in the position that I told you to. Okay, so let's fix the hoe before we keep trying, because otherwise that's just gonna frustrate her and you, but her too. Yep. Oh no, like her. I want her body along the rail. So like, yeah. So she's just like the position you're trying to get here. You're gonna do here, where you can keep her from swinging out on you. So like send her to her nose, to here. Needs to move, or maybe this time make it her chest to here, and ask her to stop with her chest, even with this. You were trying to be at her girth, so try to hoe her from the girth. So like we're trying to like simulate what it would look like when she can swing out, but we're going to prevent her from swinging out. But we want it to look all the same. Nope, you're going to send her. Hoe. Good. I think when it was 6 months and 13 months were my big biting stages. So, okay. So then pick some place on that rail, have her nose. So just kind of like, you can walk with her now, and then you can pause, like right here, and then send her hoe. So you want to end up like you're facing her perpendicularly. Does that make sense? So like stop here, start sending her. You come over here, hoe. But so you can be together, and then you're gonna ease out, telling her to stay going, and then you're gonna hoe. So you're gonna just change your position, but you can walk with her like in a leading position between here and there. Definitely in a sassy mood this morning. That was my stomach. Did you hear that? I didn't know if that's why you turned around. I'm like, I didn't say anything. That was my stomach.
So to stop her from turning, though, what am I?
So she needs to be against the rail, would make it easier for her to not turn, because she wouldn't have a choice really. That's, or she needs to be further away from you. She has a good foot on her. Good, rubber. Because that's all we're looking for. We're looking for the stop. She doesn't need to understand why. We're just looking for the don't move your feet when I say this word. Good. Doesn't matter that it was like something else might have caused it, or so if you got ahead of her nose a little bit sooner, it would have been easier, right? When her nose started pointing in the direction that you didn't want. It looks like she's threatening. There, scratch it. Good. And make sure your ho is audible so she knows that you're really meaning it. It should feel to her like she shouldn't take another step or something bad can happen. I saw her. Good, scratcher. As hard as that is to want to scratch her after she tries to plow through you, you still have to, because she did what you said finally. It's like when people beat their dog when it finally comes to them, is why dogs don't come when you call them. People don't understand that. They allow their frustrations to get the better of them, and they beat the dog when it finally does come. Good. Yeah. Good. That was good timing. Usually you know it's good timing when they actually go the opposite direction. Yeah, she had sassy there. Good. Good. And you took up the volume just right because you kind of felt the sassy was there, so you said, I'm going to meet you higher than that. So that was good. So that was a good match of energy plus, you know, a couple pounds. And that's what you want. She definitely has naughty going on there. Yeah, so she between the ears and the arch, she starts to bring her chin towards her chest. Those are the two. Or she sticks her nose straight out. Those are. Or she twists her head. She's got a few that. Like that. Just thinking about doing the horn. She hasn't done the horn in a while. Good. Good. So this is your sassy spot, so I would definitely do something in your sassy spot. I wouldn't try to avoid the sassy spot. Yeah, to avoid the sassy spot means she won real estate there. Well, just saying, like, don't walk past it and pick a different spot. I would try to fix where she's most sassy. Good. sometimes people realize, oh wait, this is the spot where she's the worst. I don't want to try to do it there.